Today, the Santa Blanca cartel is gonna regret ever going after an American asset. We're gonna hit them where it hurts the most. Their security operation. We're gonna make them weak and vulnerable. We're going after El Moro and La Plaga, two brothers that work for El Sueño, Santa Blanca's wannabe kingpin. Let's make sure that he has to have a nightlight before he goes to bed. After that really cool and awesome intro, the game opens up with you in a helicopter meeting your CIA handler, Karen, where she's teaching you about Operation Kingslayer, the operation to kill El Sueño. First things to do is to meet Pat Katari, the leader of the rebels, Cadres 26. He will ask your help in rescuing Amaru, a founder of the rebel group. Pat Katari doesn't actually know where Amaru is, but he does know of a lieutenant who might. So your first mission will be to interrogate this lieutenant. Then we take a little trip down to the lieutenant to ask him a few questions. And only had a little incident. Once we arrive to where the lieutenant is located, we hit some of his guards, we shoot some others, and we finally interrogate him, and he tells us where Amaru is located. We finally reach Amaru, and we kill him, them, him again, and him, and finally him. Then we finally reach Amaru and free him.
Are you Amaru?
And he gives us intel on our first
Come on,
targets.
I'm getting you out of here.
Our first targets are La Yuri and El Polito, two lovebirds that love to confess to each other while torturing somebody. Really cute shit, couple goals. But they are a nurse and a doctor who were found by the head of security of Santa Blanca and were, I guess, chosen because they know how to keep someone alive while torturing them. Really fucked up shit, but hey, whatever gets that ring on the finger, right? You know, there's a certain level of genius to the mission design structure in this game. If you don't know, you have to collect intel to actually start the mission, and it kind of gets you involved into the game. You know, you're not just doing the traditional mission to mission to mission style. You're actually collecting the intel to start the missions. And another added layer to it is that sometimes you do have the intel to start the missions right away. So I really like it. It makes you get into the game more. It makes you want to roleplay even a little bit.
Target.
Now, to level up, you need resources. And there are side missions like stealing a plane or helicopter that can help you with that. And not to brag, but I was pretty good at them.
I have a shot. Engaging.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, I kind of just forgot they could steal a helicopter back from you. But after that mess, I completed a few more side missions to level up my useless skills, like sink shot, because without a team, it kind of sucks, to be honest. So this bridges the gap just a bit. They still suck in combat, don't get me wrong, but it's at least something. Alongside the side missions, you can do rebel support missions, where you can get things like this brand new truck. Yeah, it's kind of a shitbox, but hey, later on you can upgrade it to a helicopter, but right now we're riding around in style. Now, after completing some side missions, we move back to the main missions, like stealing the lover's car, and let me tell you, it really is the lover's car.
Swanky. And there's a bloody condom in the glove box.
Yeah, after hearing that, you understand why. I don't know. But you bring it back, and after completing some missions where you're interrogating some people, freeing some people, your CIA handler finally contacts you and tells you where the lovers are located. So behind me here is going to be where the lovebirds are located. So we'll finally go in and kill them. Once you enter the house,
Watch
you
those
find that the
doorways and
ground floor is
corners.
empty. So you eventually find a staircase that leads down into the basement. And that's where you can find the lovebirds torturing somebody. Well, I guess he's technically dead. And they're also confessing their feelings for each other again.
So deep, a love so full as the love I have with you.
Oh, God, I feel the same.
I don't know
was
how
half
that
a
works,
person
don't ask
before I
me.
met you.
Anyways, we go in and we open the door and I kill him. Well, maybe not me, but who's keeping score? But anyways, once they're dead and I'm revived, we head up top and we find our next targets. So I'll kind of keep this short. I had two real options. Go after the easier difficulty for smuggling and influence, or I could keep going after security, which, unfortunate for me, is all level 5s in difficulty. However, I wanted a good story for YouTube, so that's where we head next, San Mateo. And I was hoping it would be easier than they're making it out to be. Now, once we're in San Mateo, we start over the process of finding the mission intel again, and then completing the missions. Unlike the previous region though, we have no idea who our target or targets might be. All we know is in San Mateo, once someone enters here, they're never seen again. Their body's never found, none of them is never found. So the first mission takes us to a prison to steal some of the local warden's information to see if there's any leads. That doesn't really lead us anywhere. However, we do find out that a journalist is being hunted by the cartel. So we go to rescue her, and once we arrive at her last known location, we find that there's just rebels members, and they report to us that she's been captured by the cartel and she's at a nearby camp. So we go down, help the rebels, free her by having a little gunfight, and then we do free her and we have to escort her back to base. And we do that by using a killdozer. Even when not in America, it doesn't escape us. Once we arrive back to base, we find out that there is a garbage truck that picks up the bodies and brings them somewhere to be disposed of. That's all we know. We don't know where this truck is or who drives it. We also find out through another intel that we find earlier, we learned that another prison, because this is the area of prisons and disappearances, houses some members of the rebels might know where the truck is. So we follow that lead, we break into the prison, and the rebel leader tells us the truck's location. After a way too long of a chase sequence, we interrogate him. After interrogating the truck driver, we find out who's been making people disappear. El Posero, or the stew maker. The stew maker gets his name because he literally puts people in barrels and dissolves them with chemicals. And not so fun fact, there is a real life person who did the same thing under the same name, who dissolved over 300 bodies, and he was part of the Tijuana cartel. So this is the type of person that we're dealing with. So we must do the world a favor and get rid of him. Unfortunately for us, we do need him alive because he knows the names of the people that he's buried. We are able to get inside the base where the stew maker is located undetected by using a Santa Blanca Jeep to go past the gate. Once inside the base, we can now make contact with the stew maker. We breach and enter into where the stew maker is held, but as you can see from our reaction, there's something wrong with the stew maker. He's not as menacing as the cartel and other people has made him out to be. He's a literal man-child. Like, something went wrong in his development where now he thinks he's basically married to a teddy bear, as you can see from this clip.
If we're staying overnight, I should probably have mi oso.
Your bear.
But Pepito will think I'm cheating on him.
It almost makes you feel bad for him because at a certain point, he talks about how he hasn't even really killed anybody. He just gets rid of them. He buries them pretty much. And to be fair, if he didn't, he would die. So your character's reaction towards him makes sense because he's still a criminal and he's still done something horribly wrong. But at the same time, it's like, can I just go back for his teddy bear and rescue it? This is a mission set where Wildlands really does shine in its setting, because people who you would never think of get swept up in this line of work all the time. After capturing the stew maker and getting him to list the names of the people that he's buried, we then get intel on apparently there's a civil war going on between El Sueño and El Muro. Basically what happened, El Muro is protecting La Plaga because La Plaga went a little overboard and he killed a little bit too many innocents for El Sueño's liking. And he sent El Muro to deal with his little brother. However, El Muro had different plans and is trying to help La Plaga by escaping the country. And that's where we come in to mediate the conversation. Basically, we're gonna kill La Plaga. After arriving to La Plaga's compound, wait, Sam Fisher's interrupting us. Anyways, we see that there are two separate buildings and a whole host of security at his compound. So we go in, we take out their security, and wait, I should mention I died way too many times. And most of the time I had to hear Sam Fisher again. I was starting to go crazy. But after that mess, we find a basement. Apparently the cartels love their basement. Who would have guessed? But we see that he's in the process of getting away on his motorcycle. So what do? We do this elaborate, wait. We were supposed to do an elaborate chase sequence, but I just decided to shoot him in the back of the head. Anyways, after he is dealt with, the security of Santa Blanca is in shambles and they'll fall in no time. And there is now a wider opening towards El Sueño's head. And very soon, we'll be able to finish him off. Wait. But you get the point.